And it's time again for Greek Bible. Today we're doing two verses to be able to cover this week's allotment, verses 13 and 14. This shouldn't be too hard because a lot of Greek names. So first, as usual, see if you can pronounce the Greek. Okay, now it's my turn. Kai hote, eis elthon, eis to huperoon, anebesan, hu esan, katamenontes, hote, Petros, capital P there. Don't often see capital letters, but we're going to see a lot of capital letters because they're names. Kai Ioannes, that's John in Greek. Kai Jakobos, that's James in Greek. Different languages have it's kind of the same name, but in a slightly different version. Kai Andreas, Philippos, Kai Thomas, Bartholomeos, Bartholomew, Kai Matthios, Jakobos, Alphaiu, James of Alphaeus. This is called a genitive of relationship. I don't mention it later. So you can kind of insert a James, the son of Alphaeus. And Simon the Zealot. He's a zealot. Kai Judas and Judas, Jacobu. Again, Judas of James, son of James, another genitive of relationship. Verse 14. Have I been pronouncing it? Hutoi Pontes, Asan, Pros Carteruntes, Homothumadon, Te Prosuke, Sun Gunaiksin, Kai Mariam, Te Metri, Tu Yesu, Kai Sun, Tois, Adolphois, Autu. Okay, so there's the pronunciation. Now take your hand at translating if you're that far along. And now I will. And when they entered into the upper room, into the upstairs, they went up where they were staying. By the way, I think I misspoke in my opening video. It does sound like it's going upstairs here, doesn't it? Oh well. And the Peter and the John and the James and the Andrew. Notice that, again, as I said in the opening video this week, these four seem to be grouped together. Philip and Thomas seem to be grouped together. Bartholomew and Matthew seem to be grouped together. James of Alphaeus, James the son of Alphaeus, and Simon the Zealot, and Judas the son of James. Verse 14. These all were, okay, what is this word? They were all gathering, I think is what it means. They were gathering humathumadon together, te prosuke, in prayer, with the women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and with the brothers of him. And so, as I said in the video, this would be Mary and James and Jude and Simon, and I assume Jesus' sisters as well. Okay, so there's a quick translation. Now I might point out, well, let's go on to the interlinear, which goes into more detail here. So, and when they entered, so Elthon, you can recognize the aorist of Urkamai there. So this is from Ace Urkamai, aorist. When they entered into the upper room, they went up. This is a weird one. The bay is what's left of bino. It's a aorist bino. Son, sigma alpha, that tells you, well, actually, that's part of the ending. On esse, amen, etta, on ore son, and this is a son. So this is aorist, active, indicative, third plural from anabino, to go up. So, and when they entered into the upper room, they went up where, so this is not the word not, because the word not is a smooth breathing mark. This is rough like the sea. See, it's like a sea. And it has an accent where the word not doesn't have an accent. I suppose it could literally be of which they were staying, but it's usually translated as where in this kind of a context. This they were staying, if you remember, is called a periphrastic construction. It's a form of the verb to be with a participle. Ason is the imperfect indicative of a me, they were. And then this is a plain old present active participle. My aunt is an active participle. It's nominative masculine plural because the disciples are masculine plural. And this is the present stem. Where they were staying, both the Peter and John and James and Andrew, Philip and Thomas, Bartholomew and Matthew, James of Alphaeus, James son of Alphaeus, again, genitive of relationship, and Simon the Zealot, which is very interesting because by the time the book of Acts was written, the Zealots had already lived and died in the Jewish war. And so methinks to myself, why would Luke or the author of Acts refer to Simon as the Zealot at a time when everybody knew that Zealots were people who participated in the Jewish war against the Romans? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm a little bit partial to the theory that Simon actually did fight in the Jewish war as a Zealot. Can't prove it. Maybe I'm wrong. And Judas of James, son of James. These all, so this is a demonstrative pronoun. This is the word for all. Were joining. So another periphrastic. Ason, again, is the imperfect indicative of a me, third plural. They were. And then joining. Pros carteruntes. My aunt is an active participle. Part of the aunt is buried in there, but it's there. So it's a present active participle, nominative masculine plural, from pros cartereo. The of eo has crashed into the aunt of auntes, and when epsilons and omicrons crash, they form an ooh. That was interesting. Okay, together in the prayer with women and Mary, the mother. Another loan word here because Greek words just don't end in muse generally. With the women, this is the dative plural of a third declension noun. Archon, anta, santi, anta, antes, anton, si, and then the C ending has crashed into the kappa of the root, gunaik, and ks. With the women and Mary, the mother of Jesus, and with the brothers of him. Okay, there's the interlinear. Parsing I've already done on the fly, but we'll remind you of it. Aelthon is, again, it's aorist because I've memorized it. It's irregular aorist, aelth. I've memorized it. It's from a circumi, and you can see that the aelth is much different from the irk. It's like go and went. You have to memorize it. It's aorist. This is an active ending. On, it's third person plural. It's indicative because of the omicron. Third plural because it's an ending I've memorized. A circumi. Anebesan. Again, why is it aorist? Because I've memorized that this is the aorist of bino. The word is anabino. It has an augment, and it has be, which is the irregular aorist. Again, I've just memorized it. Sorry. Active indicative third plural because son is a third person plural ending, one of them active. Okay. Again, I'll end with this one. Ason pros carteruntes. I've already parsed this. This is pros cartereo. So all the letters of the present are there. It's active because my aunt is an active participle. S is a nominative masculine plural. Archonantas, santianta, antes, nominative plural. From pros cartereto. And as I said, this is a periphrastic construction. So there you have it. Acts chapter 1, verses 12 and 13 in the Greek. See you tomorrow.